Hi everyone, welcome back to Arty's Craft Corner. Today we're going to be making our very own dog ornaments made out of seashells. In the summer you see a lot of seashells, be it at the beach or boardwalk, and seashells come in all different shapes and sizes. Today we're going to be using small, medium, and large size shells so that we can make them look like a dog. This is a dog with floppy ears that we've made from two smaller shells, and you'll see here that we have an even smaller shell that we're using for the nose. In today's example, we're actually going to be making a different looking dog that looks like a chihuahua. So to start, I have one large scallop shaped shell. Now this shell I've already used colored pencil to color in the tan brown sort of a feel. This is the color that most chihuahuas are. So to create it, I used light brown colored pencil, yellow colored pencil, and a little bit of orange colored pencil. You can use markers or colored pencil, crayons, any way that you want to create to color in your dog. So today I'm just really going to focus on showing you how to use the shells to make the face of the dog and leave the decorating up to you. Before we get started, I want to let you know that we'll be using a hot glue gun today. And when we use a hot glue gun, you have to make sure that you're working with a parent or grown-up. Now, our first step is going to be taking a smaller shell, just about this size, maybe the size of the tops of two of your fingers. We're going to be using that, and we're going to be gluing it to the bottom part of our biggest shell. Now by doing so, we're going to be able to create a nose for our dog, or a snout. Now, we're going to take a little bit of a pencil and a marker, and you're going to want to create a nose shape on your shell, just like this. So I have sort of a rounded top and then two sides and a little bit of a smile for our dog. Now we're going to take this once it's dried. I like to use a marker so that it shows up really well on the light shell, especially because our dog has such fair fur. Now we're going to take our hot glue gun, be extra careful, and put some glue right towards the bottom base of the shell. This is where we're going to put our snout. Just like that. Now we're going to want to hold it for a couple seconds to make sure that it stays in place. So let's count. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. See that we have our snout already on our shell. Now that we have the snout on our shell, it's going to be easier to figure out where we should put our dog's eyes. So I want my Chihuahua to have very big and expressive eyes. To make sure that I do it correctly, I'm going to use a pencil first, and then I'm going to use a marker. So based on where the nose is, I'm going to draw 2 circles. Two big circles, you can't really see them too much. I'll go over it with a marker, and then 2 on the inside. So once you feel comfortable with your design, I encourage you to use a washable marker to outline and make the eyes for your dog and color it in. Just like that. Now you'll want to do the other one. Make sure that you have a napkin nearby, just in case you make any smudges. When you're coloring on a shell, usually it's pretty easy to erase some of it, even if you're using a washable marker. If you just use a towel and some water or a paper towel, and it'll come right off in case you make a mistake. There are our eyes. Next, we are going to be putting on our shell ears. So to make the ears for our dog, let's go back to our sample and look at it. We have 2 ears here that are floppy, right? This is actually 2 pieces of one shell that I cut in half right down the middle. So let's say this is where we start with our shell. You want to take scissors, make sure you're using a grown-up, or you're working with a grown-up just in case the shell is a little sharp, and ask them to cut a line right down the middle so that you can have 2 sizes ears that are exactly the same. Or if you want, you can find many different broken shells when you're at the beach or a boardwalk and you can use those. They don't have to be from the same. So I have taken 2 parts of ears and I've colored them the same yellowy tan color that we used for the rest of our Chihuahua with the seashell. But I'll also notice that this seashell had a really pretty pattern on it. So if you want, you can keep that as well. Half of the fun of using shells is that you can use patterns that are already found in nature. Now when you're decorating your dog, because I'm making a Chihuahua, I'm gonna have my ears flapped up like this. But just in case if you're not, you can always glue your ears downwards so they're a little floppy. They can be bigger or smaller. One could be up or down. There's a lot of different ways that you can make your ears. So lay out your shells and look at it before you glue it, just to make sure that you're doing what you want to do. I am going to hot glue now. Make sure that you're being very careful. Ask your adult to put the glue onto the back of the shell and then attach the ear in whatever direction you want. And make sure that we're holding it tightly so that it's being held in place. Let's count about 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to do the other side. Line it up before you glue it. Very careful. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So here we have the beginnings of our Chihuahua. There's his little face. And the very last step that we're going to do is just to put a string on the back. Now you can hang this anywhere you want. You can hang it on a door. You can hang it in your room. But you're going to need a string that you make sure is strong enough that it will hold the shells. Because depending on how big the shells you are using, they might be a little heavy. You're going to lose just a little dab of hot glue in the center of the back of your dog. Very careful. Because the string is so thin, I'm going to use a pencil to push it into the glue just to make sure that it stays just like that. Shouldn't take too long to dry. And then there you have it. Here is your Chihuahua dog ornament, or you can make any other kind of dog that you want using shells. Hope you had a lot of fun today. Thank you so much for joining us. Tune in next week and have a great day.